Go ahead and give us one more of those, Ben.
AB Conversation, by the way. AB Conversation is what? Jiggity was skull.
Give us one of those, Rob. Give us one. Come on.
The thing is, when I call out Rob, if I see him on the street, if I just see him for the first time, I go Jiggity was skull, but he doesn't give me anything back. Like yo, you know. He gives me a finger in the air. Rob started this finger in the air when you see somebody.
I started that one finger salute.
What grade?
Seventh grade.
You got Shelly, man.
All right,
Seventh grade.
Let me tell everybody a little story here about our beloved son over here, Rob Jiggity. So I came in today into the office. I came into my office and the control room over here, right here in WICR, right? That's where we broadcast from.
Of course.
And my guy over here, he has presented me with all of the content I needed to know because I've had such a busy day. So I asked Ben, since I came from my internship, I went to class. I asked Ben, can you lay out for me, just nice and clearly, everybody on the All-Star roster, since it's the NBA All-Star weekend coming up.
Yep.
And Ben hands it off to Rob Jiggity, and Rob presents me with a piece of magic.
Wow.
He made magic out of this, and he was so grateful to I'm gracious to him, grateful to him that he would do something like this for me. And then, a few minutes later, I find out he's going behind our backs and having other shows.
That's crazy,
besides the AB Conversation.
Hey, Jiggity, what you doing?
So I gotta ask, Rob, what the hell are you doing?
What are you doing, Rob? Rob, you laughing. Explain yourself.
I'm just looking out for me, you know.
That's selfish.
Oh, I see how it is.
Selfish, man.
He's playing both sides over here.
You can't play both sides over here.
He's trying to, make me think he's the prodigal son.
Bro, when the videos get uploaded to YouTube, you're gonna see Jiggity's face all over YouTube.
Yeah.
Rob Jiggity on the scene,
Yeah. On other networks. Well, no, on the same network, but on other
different shows.
Hey, but it's all good, because I don't know if you guys listen to ESPN New York, but they got this guy, Ryan Ruocco, and he bounces from the Michael Kay show to Ruocco and Rothenberg, and the guy's all over the place. One day I see he's on the Michael Kay show. It used to be Kay and LaGreca. Now it's Kay, LaGreca, Ruocco, and you. So, you know what? I understand, Rob.
You all family at the end of the day.
When it's all said and done here at WICR, just like at ESPN New York, everybody's family. Ben, kick us off. Let's go.
The NBA All-Star festivities on the weekend, even though Friday's not considered a weekend day. But NBA All-Star weekend is this week in New York City. Manhattan, plus Brooklyn. Also D-League All-Star game in Brooklyn. We got to put that out. Shout out to D-League. But on this segment, we'll be talking about the NBA All-Star weekend. Now, where do you want to start off? The celebrity game? Celebrity game, disappointing. Why?
Why is that?
The Secretary of Education is not in this game. Archie Duncan.
Arnie.
It's Arnie?
Arnie Duncan.
Arnie Duncan's not in this game.
Why does he have to be in the game?
He schools people.
Arnie Duncan's the best.
He's the nicest, man.
He's probably been the nicest player in the celebrity game in the last 4 or 5 years.
Exactly. He's way better than Michael Rappaport.
I didn't know that.
Michael Rappaport is trash.
OD.
Trash.
Mom.
Because when I watch the Celebrity All-Star games, I usually watch the softball version of it, before the MLB All-Star game.
Yeah.
So I don't really know too much about the NBA celebrity version, but I'll take your word for it. Arnie should be out there.
Yo, he almost had triple-double last time. He was 2 rebounds with a double last time.
Kevin Hart did get the MVP, but it was fan voting. Kevin Hart graciously gave it to Arnie Duncan. He said, Arnie, you schooling us out there. That's what happens when you're Secretary of Education.
Yeah, he was taking us.
You see what I did, Rob? You feel me? But, yeah, that's on Friday. And also, that's on Saturday. But Friday will be the first ever NBA fashion show.
Oh, Russell Westbrook's heading that one.
I don't know if
he should be.
He should be.
He should be.
Russell Westbrook. Also, this week, Russell Westbrook is now creative director of True Religion, the company. He's part of that team.
Wow. Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, he's a big part of the Fashion Week in New York City.
Yes.
He makes his rounds. Actually, the show I interned for, CBS Sunday Morning, today, I was talking to a producer about Russell Westbrook because she is actually following him around and interviewing him.
Wow, that's cool.
About his fashion life.
That's cool.
Off the court.
So, in this celebrity fashion runway extravaganza. There's 3 rounds. The first round is dressing for the boardroom. So when you go meet that GM in Ma Park, don't go to Ma Park. Click on meet the GM. Second round is a night out. So after that game winner, we're gonna rock. You gotta look good after you made a game winner. And the third round is, let's see if my handwriting is legible. Round 3, attire worn to the game. So we're gonna wear where the camera's on you. You walk in. We're gonna stuff for the cameras. So that'll be filmed on Friday but aired on Saturday. And the judges for that is Barkley, Kenny the Jet Smith, and WNBA star Alea Del Don. Alea Del Don.
My favorite basketball player.
Robbie's favorite female or
my favorite female basketball player.
Female basketball player. But Friday is the Rising Stars Challenge. And it's a different format this year. The Rising Stars Challenge, just in case anybody didn't know, it's the rookies and sophomores in the NBA. They go up against each other. But it's different this year in the sense of one team is only consists of USA-born players, and that's Team USA. And the other team is Team World, so foreign-born players. What do you guys think about that? The different format.
I said this before. It's a great idea. It's helping to expand the game.
That's an interesting. Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
It's helping to expand the NBA game, and it brings it back to like a Nike Hoop Summit type thing, where it's like the world versus US, and it makes for interesting matchups.
Yeah, what do you have to say about this?
I mean, you know what? I agree with Rob here. A large percentage of your NBA players come from overseas. And you want to, as Rob said, you want to keep marketing it this way. What better way to market the fact that a lot of your talent in the NBA is from foreign nations than to have a USA versus world sort of, feature here in this All-Star game. And I think that, honestly, you can look across the board at any sport. The people outside of the United States, the athletes outside of the United States are the better ones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you agree with that with the NBA, but I think there's some talent here to be exhibited.
There's talent all across the world, and it's a global game. The NBA is trying to build that up, as Rob said. And here are the USA-born players. We have Trey Burke, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Michael Carter-Williams, Zach LaVine, Shabazz Muhammad, Nerlens Noel, Victor Oladipo, Mason Plumlee, Cody Zeller, and Elfrid Payton. In the world team, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo, brother of Thanasis of the New York Knicks affiliate, Westchester Knicks. Who else we have? Excuse me for my handwriting. Rudy Gobert, Dante Exum, George Yang, A. Wiggins, Nikola Mirotic? Yeah, Mirotic from the Bulls. Nurkic from Nuggets. He's a big man center. Kelly Olynyk, Dennis Schroeder, Wiggins, and I'm sorry I can't read the rest of my handwriting.
Dante Exum, you say him?
I said Exum. Yeah. Bogan from the Nets.
Bogdanovic.
Yeah, Bogan.
That guy could play.
Yep,
he could play. Bogdanovic. I mean, the Nets can't play, and the Knicks, it's a different story. But I like to think that. Well, first of all, we're gonna get. Let me ask this now: are we gonna get into the New York Knicks and Nets in another a little later in the show, or are we talking about that here as well?
No, All-Star.
Okay, All-Star. Well, we'll incorporate the fact that that Melo may not play now.
Yep.
They may not represent at MSG with the bum knee he has now. But we'll discuss that a little bit later on.
So, Rob, do you think that the USA will defend its home turf?
I think US has better guards, better wing players in that squad, but the foreign team, the world team has
big boys.
Yeah, they have better forwards and centers on that squad. So it should make for some interesting matchups, as I said before.
As we know, this is for rookie and sophomore players only, but I like how there's so many different on multiple teams. You have Wiggins, LaVine, Deng, all represented from Minnesota. You have Nerlens Noel, Michael Carter, Sixers. Who else do you have here? Gobert, Exum, Jazz, multiple, and Muhammad, also with the Wolves. So there's all these young teams. All these young teams have young players. So this is a case where can he blossom? So you want to see your rising stars turn into all-stars eventually. Yeah, that's the goal.
It's giving the teams with young players who don't normally get the TV time. It's giving them TV time now.
Like Nurkic.
Yeah,
he's a nice big man. After Timothy Mozgov left, he's been doing his numbers.
And it's showcasing guys who we already know can play. I mean, like, you know, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, he is something to watch.
Yep.
The Greek Freak.
And you know, now you're gonna get to see him. You know, if he were to play, you know, in a let's say the actual All-Star game, let's say, and you know he was starting in that game, you know, he'd be a little overshadowed, I think. But now that he's playing, you know, they have this sort of Rising Stars challenge where they're pitting the USA team against the world team. I think he gets to get a little bit more showcased in that sense. You get to watch him and really appreciate what he can do.
Yeah, because he's a fun to watch player.
Oh, he's
the way he chased down, the way he gets those chase down blocks, the way he dunks.
You know, it was also fun in this Rising Star Challenge. I really think Mason Plumlee's had a hell of a year so far.
Really?
Mason Plumlee could jump.
You don't think so, Ben?
I have no comment on Mason Plumlee right now. I'll talk to him. I'll talk about Plumlee later in the All-Star weekend as we can go to Saturday. Is everything cool? We can go to Saturday.
Yeah.
So the Rising Star Challenge will be on Friday. On Saturday, there's 4 events.
Right.
So we're gonna start with the biggest, which is the slam dunk competition. This year's participants: Giannis Antetokounmpo, Zach LaVine, Mason Plumlee, and Victor Oladipo. If you notice, you heard these names just in the Rising Star Challenge. Young players are in the marquee event of the night. Does anybody have any problems with that? You want to see an all-star? Like, remember Damian Lillard did it last year?
Yes. John Wall was in there last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
If they did this format last year, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Like, but they did that stupid format last year, East versus West.
Yep.
And John Wall did like one dunk and won the dunk contest.
I like how Rob mentioned it because this year it goes back to the original format. There's three rounds.
Yeah.
3 rounds. You get a dunk each round. It's something like the original format.
The original format.
Right.
The original
We
format.
saw
Vince Carter
Vince
win.
Carter.
Nate Robinson
Yeah,
win.
we saw the greats do it.
So Anthony, do you have a winner?
A winner for the dunk contest. Well, you know, I may have to go. I mean, it's a difficult choice between. Yeah, I like Oladipo a lot, but you know, I may have to go with the Greek Freak.
The Greek Freak.
I mean, I like his play. You know, I think he's real. He's a long kid. You know, he's got obviously the ability to dunk, but you know, I think he'll excel in this contest.
Over a 7-foot wingspan.
Yeah, I mean,
7'6".
7'6".
that's, you know, they don't call him the Greek Freak for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the nickname Freak comes from the fact if you go to the county center and you watch his brother Thanasis Antetokounmpo play, he's nothing compared to Giannis.
No.
I mean, Thanasis is a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's an energetic, fiery player, real good defender. I mean, he's a block machine. But it's just a different level with his brother right now. I think that, you know, first of all, Giannis has got, a couple of inches on him?
Yes.
At least.
Yes, at least a couple.
Maybe even a few inches on him, and he's a longer player. He's just more of a freak. And honestly, that's what it boils down to. That's why he's a little bit more at a higher level now of skill, is because he's a freak, the way he's physically built.
He's abnormal.
He's abnormal, but I'm gonna go with Giannis.
Rob?
Yeah, I said it earlier. Giannis.
Oh, wow, we didn't know that. We didn't watch your 2 other shows, Rob.
Yo.
All right.
Relax.
All right, get your picking.
All right, Giannis has the body type of a dunk contest winner. He has the athleticism. That's the first thing. He has the length.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the I lost my train of thought. Oh, he has the ability to dunk the ball in a way that we haven't seen from a young player like this in a long time.
So your pick is Giannis.
Giannis. Yeah.
All right, my pick. Mason Plumlee is not my pick. Mason Plumlee is trying to redeem himself. In 2009, he came runner-up in the All-American High School Slam Dunk Competition, so he has slam dunk experience, but he's 6'11", 7 foot.
Yeah.
His dunks aren't going to look pretty. They're going to be powerful slams, which is not Dominique-esque, because he was the ultimate, and Sean Kemp, the ultimate power dunkers, but I don't think his dunks will look pretty. So that's not my pick.
May I comment before you make your pick? Because when you watch Mason in gameplay, you know, most of his flushes are really when he's standing right there under the basket.
Yeah.
You know, Giannis, I feel like he's gonna get that momentum.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's gonna come up like a Monstar from Space Jam. He's gonna come up like a Monstar from Space Jam. That's what I have to say about that.
Even though Giannis is lanky, I'm sorry, Giannis, you're not my pick. So that comes between Victor Oladipo and Zach LaVine. Now, Zach LaVine, check his mixtape out.
Yeah.
Just check his
He
mixtape out.
jumps out of the building
Alright.
every night.
This dude has bounce.
48-inch vertical.
He has
This
bounce.
man just jumps out the building.
Now, Victor Oladipo is more of a showmanship
Yeah.
type of play. He gets flashy. So, in the dunk competition, you get judged by the dunk, but also your flashiness. So, Victor Oladipo is my winner.
All right. So we'll sit now. Are we making any wagers with these predictions or
No. Just
All right. Straight up predictions.
straight up predictions. Can we go over to the Taco Bell skill challenge?
Let's do it.
Taco Bell skill challenge incorporates layups, passing, dribbling, like fake defenders. You gotta throw it into a hoop, make a foul line shot,
Yeah.
and run a break. So this year it's a little bit NCAA format-esque. Of there's two players pinned up against each other, then it goes to the semifinal, then final.
Right.
I'm gonna just say my winner and an upset is Brandon Knight.
Whoa.
Wow, well, answer crickets.
That's a big upset.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Brandon. I'm just say Brandon Knight. You can go with your explanation of your picks.
Mine is Trey Burke.
Trey Burke. No explanation of pick.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, you gotta back yourself up. My silence backed mine up.
Trey Burke. He was on the winning team last year, so he's got the experience to know what he's going to be headed into in this skills challenge.
John Wall also has experience in that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this is
He's getting old. He's getting older though.
Yeah.
That's the main downfall. Go ahead.
He's
Go
an
ahead,
old
Rob.
man in this event. Sorry.
Yeah, he is. Go ahead, Rob.
he's a quick handler. He dribbles the ball pretty well. He gets around the corners nicely, and he's a pretty good passer. So I think those skills together will got him to a championship.
You know what? Looking at this, I mean, there's a lot of good names here. John Wall. I mean, you really can't go wrong. I don't think you could go wrong with choosing any of them.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna make a pick here, I am going to. This is tough now. Now Jimmy Butler, you know,
That's different.
He's had a great year, but I don't think this is his thing to win. I don't think the skill challenge is Jimmy Butler's contest per se. I don't think it's his milieu. You know,
Yes.
his thing.
Wow.
His milieu.
Wow.
I don't think it's Jimmy Butler's milieu.
Where's your hat?
Kyle Lowry, it's a little
Hold it
bit
up.
more of his milieu. A little bit more. But I don't think completely. You know what? You got to believe that the way that the Hawks are playing this year, that they're gonna have somebody winning this. So Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague.
Yeah.
So
That's a little bit out there, but I'm gonna
That's a
throw
great
it.
choice, actually.
it is a great choice. Isaiah Thomas also a dark
Yeah,
horse.
Isaiah Thomas might win that too.
He's a dark horse.
I said the final would be him and Trey Burke.
Okay, I'll give you that. Now for one of the more anticipated events in All-Star year history is this year's three-point shootout.
Woo!
Probably
Cannot
the most star-studded 3-point shootout ever.
We're excited.
Ever.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Listen, people may get excited about the dunk contest. I'm most excited about 3-point shootout.
I've been watching NBA All-Star games for a while now. I never heard of this event being the superior event of the weekend of Saturday. So, but this year, this is the main event. Even though it's the second to last one, this is the main event. So the participants is reigning champion Marco Bellinelli, followed by Steph Curry, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Wesley Matthews, J.J. Redick, Klay Thompson, and Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver is first in the league
Because
in three-point field goals with 52%.
this is ridiculous. I think the amount of competition in this particular contest is the most.
Yes.
Out of all these contests.
Rob, what you got to say about
The
it?
big names. It's just the big names.
And percentage-wise, yes, big names in that category.
I feel like you can't count any of I just feel like you can't count anyone out of this because, you know, look, if I'm looking at this list right away, I feel like I'm not discounting the first players I'm not discounting are Kyle Korver and Steph Curry. To me, just because Korver's having such a good year, Ben, you just said it, you know, he's got the most 3-pointers this year so far, and the way that obviously Steph Curry shoots from beyond the arc. Those are the first two I'm not gonna take out of this. But then you look at your others. I mean, JJ Redick. I mean, we know what he can do.
Yeah.
And even if I wanted to initially take James Harden out of this and say, I can't, because a few games ago
he
went off.
He lights it up.
He's shooting threes from, what game was it that he was just shooting them from the parking lot? I mean, he's shooting them from everywhere.
I know you do. I can't remember
a few games back. I can't remember who they were playing. He was making three. You couldn't stop him. I don't know.
Kyrie Irving also a champion
Yep.
in this event too. So there's really a lot of competition. My pick will be, I can't go Wes Matthews. I like him. One of the best two-way guards in the league, behind James Harden, in my opinion. But I am going with. Oh, God. Give me James Harden. It's so hard. It's so hard to pick right now. Give me James Harden.
It's hard to pick.
Feel the kid.
For me, I never choose I never choose a player who's used to getting the shot off a dribble.
You shoot more of a set shooter,
like James Harden.
I can't pick a James Harden or a Kyrie or Stephen Curry, because those players, even though Kyrie has won one, those players usually don't win it because they're used to getting their shot off the dribble and creating their own shot.
Mm-hmm.
But this, they're just grabbing the ball and shooting. So I'm
That's
thinking
a great point.
players who are used to waiting in the corner or waiting on the wing and pulling. So I'm thinking either Korver,
Redick,
or Bellinelli. One of those three guys.
I think Clay too.
I like the way.
Even though Clay dribbles, he likes to pull up on that.
Yeah, those four players on that list could win it, and I'd say give me Bellinelli.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
two-time champ.
Listen, Rob, you have just redeemed yourself about the other show thing, because the way he's thinking now is he's thinking right along with me, because first of all, that's a great point. I didn't even think about that, how you were talking about that creating your shot off the dribble drive and stuff like that, and then having these guys who are kind of like spot up three shooters who will excel in this contest more. I'm going to agree with you, and I was going to go with the sleeper pick in this competition, Marco Bellinelli, as well, because Marco Bellinelli, I feel like, will get the least amount of attention in this competition, but should get a good amount of it because the guy is a real clutch three-point shooter.
Now, all these All-Star Game activities we just mentioned will be taking place in the Barclays Center on Saturday. The only reason I said that because
The Barclays Center.
Sunday.
Explain.
Well, Sunday, the main event, the All-Star Game. Psh, you think it's gonna be played at the Barclays?
Oh, come on. You're silly.
The Mecca. Stupid.
The Garden.
The
Garden.
Wow.
The world's most famous arena.
You can't even say it normally. You gotta say Garden.
The Garden.
Madison Square
The
Garden.
Barclays Center. You can't even see yourself in the Barclays Center. You realize that?
Nah.
You can't even see the person next to you in the Barclays Center.
What do you mean?
This is what I hear. See, I back myself up.
Okay.
No, I've heard people who've been in the Barclays Center, they complain heavily about it's too dark.
I've noticed that on this game, literally all the spotlight is on the court.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Because
Okay.
I have never been to the Barclays Center, I must admit. But anyway, as you said, MSG, yes, the Mecca will host the actual main event of this whole thing.
I believe it's 59th, don't quote me, or 57th. All-Star Game, don't quote me. Maybe 60. I really not 60. Not 60. It's 59 or 57. Anthony, do you have the All-Star starters?
I do have the All-Star
Read 'em
starters
off.
in front of me. We have for the Eastern Conference, John Wall will be starting at guard for the Wizards. Number of selections he has is 2. Kyle Lowry for the Toronto Raptors also at guard with 1 selection. LeBron James, forward. Cleveland Cavaliers, 11 selections.
LeBron James.
Pau Gasol. Gasol's going to make history.
Gasol.
Huh? The Gasol brothers making history this All-Star weekend. Chicago Bulls, and the only problem with Pau is he can't play defense, but we'll get into that. The Bulls have been lacking with their defensive maneuvers of late, and that's because when they're trying to get back in transition, to get back on defense, what happens is they don't get back. And what happens is they get
They let
run
up
up the
points.
floor. And what happens is Powell is still standing in the paint on the opposite side of the court when the other team is scoring in transition. We'll get into that later. And Carmelo Anthony, power forward from the New York Knicks, may not, I repeat, may not, due to that bum knee, with 8 selections start in this year's All-Star game at MSG. The poor guy is not going to be repping the New York Knicks.
Yeeks. Hey, there's no problems with the Eastern starters for anybody.
Those are great selections.
The East has been lacking this year. It's not the superior conference. We all know it's the Western Conference, but it's still a conference.
It never is.
It's still a conference. There's still top-tier players in the East.
Oh, absolutely.
The bench.
Sorry about that. Well, we'll go through the reserves. Al Horford, got to get him in there. Of course, the Atlanta Hawks, the way they've been playing, the way he's been playing. Chris Bosh from the Miami Heat. Haven't followed the Heat as much this year. I feel like with LeBron leaving, I just lost any luster with the Heat.
Hey, he's putting up numbers.
But he's putting up numbers.
His 3-point ball has been maturing ever since LeBron got there. He's spreading out the perimeter, and now that shots are actually a weapon for him.
He's getting to take more shots without LeBron. Paul Millsap,
another Hawk.
Very indicative of the fact that you've got all these Hawks in the reserves. And, you got 3 Hawks in the reserves. You know why none of them are in the starting lineup? Because the Hawks are winning this year by playing basketball together.
Team basketball. Nobody is stealing the show. And that's maybe a main reason why that team has the best record in the NBA.
Yep.
Paul Millsap, Jimmy Butler, what a stud! What a stud this year. Jimmy Butler, and I love the hair, by the way.
Mop top.
The Chicago Bulls, 1 selection. Dwayne Wade is injured.
He will not be playing.
But rounding it out, Jeff Teague from the Hawks and Kyrie Irving, fun player to watch from the Cavs. And on the back, I forgot. Is this the back? No, sorry, that's it. We're done with the reserves.
So that's the Eastern
Reserve.
Dwayne Wade will not be playing in this year's All-Star game. So there is a question mark of who will replace Dwayne Wade. People say Kyle Korver. Other people say it's Vucci. Vucci man. Say Vucci, that's my Magic. Orlando Magic center Nikola Vucevic. Nikola Vucevic. Vucci man. Double machine down there in Orlando, but his team's not winning. Other people saying Kyle Korver, his team is winning. But 4 Hawks? 4 Hawks as a one All-Star team?
I believe the only starter DeMarre Carroll, right?
Yeah,
the only one who didn't make the cut.
Yeah,
but DeMarre Carroll.
It's DeMarre Carroll.
Yeah, he shouldn't be.
Don't come near the Garden.
Not his career.
Don't come near the Garden. Don't come near the Garden with all that. But I have no problems with the East. Anthony, can you mention the starters for the West, if you can find them?
I can absolutely mention that.
Let's get it.
Let's do it. All right, we got Steph Curry repping Golden State. 2 selections. We know what that kid can do over there. I've never seen it. What was it recently? He threw down what? What was it, 50 points?
51 light.
Kobe Bryant, another All-Star selection. Now, he started off strong this year. He was taking all those shots back again. He was dropping, 30 a night pretty much.
Yep.
Now he's injured again. So
out for the year. How many All-Star selections for Kobe? Is that mentioned on the...
17.
Wow, Rob. Way to put that down.
17. Now, that's a great way to mention that because...
17.
Is there any reason... We've been through this before, Ben and I, last year. Remember discussing, is there any reason besides this guy's ego and respect level that he should be getting a starting All-Star vote? Any reason?
No. Even he said it.
But it keeps happening.
Kobe said himself, do not vote for me. I don't deserve it.
And I can understand that. You see, I'm partial to certain things. So if I'm watching Derek Jeter's, last season, I will want him to be in the All-Star game. But... this has been Kobe Bryant's second last season in a row, in my opinion. And he's still getting the start. He's still getting the start in the All-Star game. And he's been injured both years. Mm-hmm. It's beyond me. Sorry, it's beyond me.
It's all right. Continue with the rest of the starters, please.
Anthony Davis. This is the eyebrow, the brow. This is
Davis.
Ben's boy over there. If anybody, he deserves a start here. Marc Gasol, Memphis Grizzlies, and Blake Griffin, who's also injured from the Clips. I don't know about him. I don't know if he should be starting. You think he should be starting? Yeah, he should be starting.
Blake should be starting. He's averaging, before the injury, he's averaging 25, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Yeah.
All right.
5 assists for a power forward.
He's been doing it quietly. I don't know.
Yeah. He's been doing it in the corner.
He's been doing it in the corner.
Blake Griffin.
The reserves, LaMarcus Aldridge from Portland.
LA.
Tim Duncan, San Antonio, got 15 selections. Maybe a little nice little notch.
Yeah, it's a nice,
on his way out.
You're a veteran. You're one of the
veteran.
greatest who ever played at your position.
He'll be hanging around a couple more years, though, right?
Give him two.
He could play.
Yeah.
He could play a lot more.
He might. When Pop's gone, Tim's
Yeah.
gone.
The Durantula, Slim Reaper, Kevin Durant, OKC, 6 selections. Klay Thompson, Golden State, 1 selection. Russell Westbrook and his fashion line, OKC, 4 selections. James Harden,
Yames.
Houston Rockets. I've enjoyed watching James Harden this year.
Yames.
Chris Paul, that whole issue recently with his, she is not maybe cut out for this profession.
Yep.
He got himself in a little hot water with that. But I don't understand because he probably could have said that about a guy too.
Yeah.
I mean, he said similar things to male refs.
Yeah, so it's gonna get blown up because she's a girl. DeMarcus Cousins, there's talk he may get the start now for Blake Griffin or Kobe Bryant, right? Because of the injury.
I mean, he replaced Kobe as a starter.
He replaced-
Not as
as
a starter,
a spot.
as an all-star.
So they could put James Harden in that spot.
Yeah,
Right, exactly. And Damian Lillard,
replacing
Portland Trail Blazers.
Replacing Blake Griffin. Now,
Right.
these were the 2 snubs. Blake Griffin. DeMarcus Cousins and Damian Lillard.
And he's had something to say about that.
Damian Lillard went on it was Instagram. He posted a photo and then a long caption about displacing why wasn't I an all-star? I'm putting up 25,
Yeah.
25, 6, and 3.
Yeah.
Why am I not an all-star?
I believe he wrote to Commissioner Silver, didn't he?
Something like
He
that.
wrote to Commissioner
I
Silver.
know he put something up on the gram.
Right.
Put it up on the gram. And DeMarcus Cousins been having, even though he was, I think he was at like 7 games this year, but overall DeMarcus Cousins is having a better year. He's still immature in his actions some ways.
Yeah.
But
gotta get that under control.
DeMarcus Cousins, when under control, is the best center in the league. And he has a mission, actually, for God.
For God.
He has a mission for God. I wish we had the clip, but he has a mission for God. He said, God has a plan for me. The marathon continues, and walked out on the interview. Right, your team's like in 14th place. The marathon continues.
A marathon. See, those are things that when he gets traded to another team, because it's going to happen.
Nah, man. Hey, he just signed a fat contract.
How
5
old
years,
is he now?
66.
How old is he now?
He's been in the league years, 5 years now.
He's 24.
John Wall, same as
He's
John
young.
Wall.
He's a young.
24. I think.
Okay, 24.
Yeah, he's young.
He has another max contract in him.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, what I was going to say is if that's with another team, maybe a more competitive team, I don't think they're going to settle for his
antics.
He's going to have
Yeah.
to. Hopefully, by
those-
that time, he's matured.
Get
So-
those shenanigans out of there.
Even though he's a young all-star, we want to see him evolve into a great, one of
Yeah.
the greats. So DeMarcus Cousins have that potential, and you can tell by his numbers that's why he's in the All-Star game.
It's all in the potential. It's all you see. There's a difference here. Okay, there is a difference between being. Everybody, listen. Take a second out of your busy day. Take a second out of eating dinner. Take a second out of watching TV, and tune this up and listen, because this is the words of wisdom from AB Conversation right here at WICR today. You heard it first. All right. There is a difference between potential and greatness. All right? Potential is the ability to be great. Okay? Greatness is actually being great. Okay? And if you want to turn that potential into something, people think, oh, you got potential. I got potential. Wow. I just heard I got potential. I'm going places. You're right, but you're wrong. Because you are not going to go places unless you actually buckle down and work even harder to turn that potential into something.
Dr. Anthony Carlo.
You want to see potential turn into something? Our next segment of AB Conversation. Whatever we're going to talk about on AB Conversation, maybe more basketball, maybe baseball. We do not know that, but this was the NBA All-Star Game weekend preview.
Yeah.
Yeah, we forgot to mention the shooting stars. Chris Bosh might get a 3-peat, Rob. He might get that 3-peat he's looking for. So stay tuned to AB Conversation. Other segments.
Hello. For all men.
Yeah.
June 12, 1987. Then U.S. President